Site speed is the most important factor in every website. If you don't have good loading speed, you probably don't have a lot of sales or even leads at all. And not to mention, your SEO will probably be suffering and you're not getting much organic visitors to your website. Hey, what up, decisive marketers? Today I'm going to be talking about Auditzy, and what this tool does, it helps you to solve your site speed problem, right? By identifying very deeply into how you can improve your website loading speed. And on top of that, it also helps you to benchmark your website against your competitors, as well as looking up the tech stack of your competitors, so that you can borrow how they build a website and use it for your own website to make it even better, right? Hey, so before I dive into Auditzy, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content, right? So here we go. So here we are in Auditzy. This is the dashboard. I think that Auditzy itself has a very good dashboard here. It's very I would say it's very very colorful, right? So and they have this thing right here where it says that you are on a 1 day streak. That means that how often are you logging into Auditzy itself. So they try to gamify their platform itself, which I think is pretty cool, right? So let's jump into audit first. So if you want to create your portfolio right here, it's really simple, right? Just put in your domain URL. But of course, the next step, once you put in the portfolio name, you can choose whether you want to add pages manually, which is you can put in your about page, your contact us page, your product pages. You can add them individually, but of course that's gonna take you a lot of time. One way you can go about it is to add sitemap, right? So how do you get your sitemap? All you need to do is go to your website, and it's probably something like this: sitemap.xml. Of course, if you're using WordPress, you may need to install a SEO plugin that will generate these XML sitemaps for you. But one thing to note of is that you cannot put the parent sitemap. So it will say that it doesn't work with parent sitemap. You have it actually says a valid sitemap URL, so that's fine, right? So if you want to, you can use this, but you may get some certain errors, which I tried with certain websites earlier, where they want you to use the child sitemap, which is the individual links to the individual child sitemaps. Right here, you want to grab those URL and paste it in. Okay, then you can put in the industry domain if you want to. Okay, so I've already added two sites right here. So we're going to jump in and take a look at what the audit does, right? So this one, this is so one thing to know about what Auditzy does, right, is like GT metrics, right, but better, right? Because with GT metrics, the free version, it only allows you to test from very limited locations, as well as test from very limited devices. I think the network speed as well. You can't use mobile devices, for example, so you will not be able to test how fast your mobile site loads. So here's the one of the audit that I've done on the desktop page. So it says the performance wise is great, right? It's 91 right here. Okay, and so largest contentful pane is 2.2 seconds, which is great. First contentful pane is also 2.2 seconds. I guess it will be better if this could be faster, as they tell you right here, right? Okay, so and the thing is that you can see the server response time is very low, is very long, right? Very slow, because I'm actually using a web host that's in the UK, and I'm testing it from Singapore, right? So So as you can see, right, this is testing from Singapore, right? So that's why you get a longer server response time. Hopefully, I will want to move my website to something that loads even faster, right? But anyway, this is fine. And then this is your HAR insights. It tells you, like, across the entire page, like what is the request size. So it the page is about 581 kilobytes itself. Then most of the website is loading JavaScripts, right? And then some images, CSS as well, some HTML, some fonts and some other stuff in there, right? So that's what they tell you. Like this one would be, I guess, some JavaScripts as well. So I think a lot of the others are actually classified under JavaScript. I guess maybe because I use a CDN, that's why it's showing something else, right? It's showing other instead of JavaScripts. Okay, so this is your performance report. You can actually look into like the diagnostics, right? So the opportunities they tell you, like I would say that the ones that you can easily fix and I guess increase your loading speed, right? And of course that what they tell you is reduce the server response time. So that means I got to switch to a better host, maybe better caching if it's possible. But that's what I have to do, right, to fix the issue. Next is diagnostics. So these are the ones as well that you can be looking at improving, because these will sort of improve your loading speed as well. Okay, like reduce your JavaScript execution time. Uh, okay, first contentful ping could be better. Total blocking time. Uh, What else? Minimize main thread work. Alright. This is CLS issue, right? Gotta set this floating stars, which is actually not under what I use as well. I mean, this is a third-party script that is causing this issue, and then these ones are all third-party scripts as well, which is they don't have the caching policy that would be the best. But of course, I don't think these issues actually affect much, because they do have caching. It's just that it's not being set to like unlimited or something like that. And then next you got some past audits. So these are the ones that you are doing well, right? These are the ones that you're doing well. So there's actually not much they can do. These are just kind of the issues that they tell you that you have, but you can't really fix them, I guess. Maybe for like JavaScript, this one, I guess maybe you can optimize it in certain ways. I guess it can help you to speed up your loading time. Okay. Other than that, yeah, it will be this one. I guess to improve my server, right? Switching to a better server that will give you better score. And then next one will be like your core web vitals. I don't have any data on this, but of course you got a good website that's getting a lot of traffic itself. It will be able to pull in this information for you. Okay. So I think that this is great. It's very good, audit tool right here. The only thing is that you can't just have on-demand enter some website in there or some pages in there and start auditing, right? So this one requires you to create the portfolio, upload the pages to do a test, which I think is it can be it's a few different a few extra steps, right, which I feel may not be um, the a smart way to go about it. Next thing is you can add your competitors as well. Then you can compare them, right? So you can maybe audit. You can do the same audit on your competitors. Let's say their homepage as well, and then do a comparison on how different they are. Okay, and you can do a tag lookup as well, and try to see like what features like they use on, you know, on their website, right? So for example, this website that I have, it's on WordPress. WordPress is using Elementor to build. There's a page builder, right? And then got Mailchimp. Cadence is what I use as well for the website. Great team, right? And then it's using StackPath CDN and Ayubenda for cookie compliance. So that's, so it tells you the entire tech stack that the website is using. So you can actually look up your competitors' tech stack as well, right? And on top of that, you can set up scheduling, right? So what happens is that it's going to scan your website on a daily or weekly or monthly uh, you know schedule where it's being automated, and then you can see you know if your website is performing well over time, right? Okay, then of course you can then do a comparison between you and your competitors, right here, right? You can set up a comparison, okay, and look at how well your sites are comparing, okay. Right. Next, you can also pull out the core web vital history data, but of course, I probably don't have this at the moment because this website will require some level of visitors to be able to pull out that data. But nonetheless, I have pulled out others, right, such as this one here, which is page ground. So it tells you, like how fast they load, right? Okay, so they do tell you, and basically in Singapore wise, they are slightly slow, that they could improve a little bit. Okay, right. So it says that they fail, and this one also fails. Okay, but of course, I would say that while these are important, um, ultimately it depends on the features that you have on your website, right? So if you have very important features that you require in the website itself, that you need to add a lot of things, then of course your website is going to be slow. But what's important is that you have optimized it the best that you can, right? So using the audit tool, I think that is better. Having a good report that tells you, okay, you've already done whatever you can to improve the speed, but it is still slow, then I think that's fine. I mean, you while the core web vitals are important, I think that your user experience is also very, very important, right? So, if you lack certain features, your site loads slightly slower. I mean, we're not talking about like 10 seconds load, but say 3 seconds load. I think that's fine. I mean, what? Because if you hit like 4 seconds, then it's poor, right? So I mean, if it's less than 4 seconds, like let's say 3.5 seconds, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad, in my opinion, right? Because if you need those features for your user experience, then you would have to keep them there anyway, right? Okay, then of course, like last thing is, you can, I mean, a few things left is that you can put in, let's say the report that you have that's being generated, right? Okay, you can then uh you can then download this report, but of course this will come with Auditzy's logo. So if you want to, you can change it to your own. You can set up the footer the way that you want it as well. You can choose a theme, and then change the details on it. Change the contact information, the your website and things like that. Right. So you can create these reports for your clients using Auditzy. Okay. Then of course you can add team members to You can create a team, add team members, and you can allocate certain audit counts to your team to use, right? And then of course the last one will be a coming soon feature. It's called real user monitoring, which is going to actually tell you in real time how the your visitors are, what how are they experiencing your website, right? So that's what it's going to be doing. Okay, then I guess last thing will be integration wise. They have Slack and GitHub integration, so you can add that. And I think that's about it, right? So in my opinion, I think that let me just kind of take, okay, this is just I'm because I'm not a programmer. I don't really know how to use GitHub, right? Okay, but otherwise, that's about it, right? So this is your dashboard. You can, set it up. You put your team. You put your scheduling. Once you have set all these things up, it's going to show up in Auditzy. Okay, so overall, what I think is that if you are looking for a um, GT metrics alternative, I think the Odyssey is a good one because there is a lot of locations that you can choose from. Maybe I'll just kind of show you what you can choose from, so that we can. So you can choose desktop and mobile. So desktop, there's a lot of choices that you can choose here. High-end laptop, Microsoft or a MacBook. Okay, next is your mobile. You got Google Pixel phones. You got some Motorola phones, OnePlus, Redmi, Samsung, iPad, iPhones. So you can pick them, right? So you can test from mobile devices as well to see how well they load. You can do a bulk audit as well. So you can choose a couple of different pages, or you can choose multiple devices as well, so that you can just audit them multi like in one go, right? And different networks, different locations as well, right? So you can choose all these different networks. They have like 2G to 5G to broadband cable, DSL, Wi-Fi, fast, normal Wi-Fi, fiber, everything, right? And they can choose multiple locations, right? So they got 13 locations here, which is California, Texas. So these are in the U.S. Okay, so next you have India, you have Netherlands, you have Paris, you have Australia, you have UK, you have Toronto, South Africa, Brazil, South Korea, Qatar, and Singapore. Okay, so I think it covers most of the places. Okay, um, because from Central Asia you have Qatar, in East Asia you have South Korea, Southeast Asia you've got Singapore, right? And then in Europe you got France and Netherlands that you can pick from. And then you've got Australia. You've got you also in Europe. You've got UK that you can pick from, and then for Africa you have South Africa. So North Africa countries, I guess you can use Qatar to test. Otherwise, you use South Africa, right? Okay, but otherwise, I think it covers most of the places, right? Maybe in Central America, I guess the closest would be Texas, right? But otherwise, you got Brazil. You can choose between Brazil or Texas, I guess, if you are in Latin America or Central America. I think that will be the best choices that you have. So I think there's a lot of choices in here. Probably they could add a few more if it's possible. But nonetheless, I think that's what how amazing Odyssey is, right? Got a lot of choices as a GT metrics alternative. What I'll say is that if they could allow us to kind of just put in the URL and start testing, that would be a great option as well. Okay, so that's all I have to share about Odyssey. Overall, I think that if you're looking for a GT metrics alternative, this is great. If you if you let me know what you think about Auditzy in the comments, right? If you enjoy this video, do give me a thumbs up. If you know anyone who could benefit from Auditzy, be sure to share this video with them. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.